Hi guys, welcome again, and today I have Olympia game for you. As you can probably see in the last video, I've been really successful with Olympia in 4-player arena. Today we have a game against 3 great players, Evil Tiger, Spencersk and Jouet, I don't know. But all of them have been at some point on top of the arena, like in the top 10, top 20. So really great players. Here I caught a game against them, and I just had to go Olympia A. Some players still prefer B and do okay with the night side. I myself much prefer the A side, and I have better results with the day side, but we'll see how it will go. So who we have in this game? We have Halicarnassus, who will most likely, I would say 100%, go to the night side. Giza that I also expect on the night, and 100% that Rhodos would be the night side. So we have set up, what's working here for us is that we are across Colossus. That's always good. But the Colossus is next to Giza. That's the best part. There is only one green guy, and it's the scariest of the green guys with Halicarnassus B. And the green guy is to our right. Usually it's better when it's to your left. So in this situation, Rhodos, I would say, has a small advantage over us. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll try to explain my choices. Today we have only one game, so I'll try to explain more. Going like this hand is pretty easy. As Olympia, your plan is to get a lot of browns. Try to not get grays, not get blues unless you have nothing else to pick. Not get yellows. It's just browns and red. That's the main strategy. The reason for that is the second stage. Then you can get the 3-color build for both blue and yellow. So you do not need any access to gray. You don't worry about that. You just play your brown red game. And that's what we are trying to do. So here, excavation is the natural pick. Okay, let's see what the others opted. So here we have clay pit. That's pretty good. And it suggests that here is the last duel. Giza opted for trading post to Colossus, which is not ideal for us. And here the marketplace got picked, so pretty nice. Here, honestly, 3 choices. Guard tower, decent, but there are 2 guard towers, so we can wait with that. Lumberyard, and that is my pick on this hand. And theater, if we want to really splash blue. We can do that as Olympia also with triple, quadruple blue. But I didn't think that it was the way to go in this game. So Lumberyard. Very natural pick with the stuff. So here, I would say there is only one pick here, maybe 2. What I will pick from this hand is Arvine again. We are just trying brown, brown, brown. That's what I will repeat over this game. Loom, not interested. Tavern, not interested. We can hide Workshop here. That's one thing that we can do if we are scared of Halicarnassus, but we are not that scared yet. And natural way for him to play this, the next hand, is to throw the Workshop from the next hand to complete his set, because he's already got the compass from this hand. And given that the Scriptorium is coming to him next, he'll probably throw, and he'll get the Scriptorium from the hand that's coming back to him. So here, 2 choices. Barracks or Altar. Barracks let us play a red game. Altar let us kinda, do other stuff. And I think this is really close. I've ended up with the Altar because I thought that I can pass the Barracks even though he has Clay Pit, because he will pick Scriptorium, because Scriptorium is better for him. But this one is pretty risky because he might just pick Scriptorium from the previous hand and not worry about Workshop. But I know that he's a great player here, and I'm like using it to my advantage because I'm predicting the best moves for him, like the optimal moves that he will make if we do not interfere. So I will also capitalize on them. So here I picked Alter. And Alter is, I said that you do not pick blues. Alter is the exception because Alter makes like the most valuable blues good. So that's the exception here. So here, two choices, but really it's guard tower. We need a red to start hitting the green guy. And that's really important. So here, naturally, just the guard tower. And the next guard tower is, of course, not gonna make it. Here, there is only one choice. And I already selected that. I'm sorry, but when you like think about it a lot, he has Halicarnassus has workshop in the discard. He threw it there, so he wants to build it. Right now he has 5 gold. He wants. We have to go to here to make it work. So he wants workshop to be built. It costs him 2 gold right now to get the card from the discard. He couldn't build that because nobody has access to the battle yet. So, because the greens chain to each other, so workshop chains into laboratory, dispensary is built from the other one, library is built from the other one. The only one is school, but he can build that as well. So with building the workshop, he has access to everything. So it's very likely that he will build the last stage of the wonder. What he's missing is the battle for the next stage. So the biggest mistake that you can ever make in this game is to build glassworks here. And I will show you why very soon. And that's exactly what it did. And believe me or not, when I was playing this game, I was actually predicting all of that. Okay, so here we are very, very happy. This is like the best thing that could have happened to us. And seeing that hand, I knew that I was at worst second in this game. And that's the power of Olympia A here. So, or Olympia Day, as we call them in the new edition. So there is one move that kinda wins the game on the spot, I would say. Maybe not wins, but makes it really easy for you. And that's to hide the glassworks. And you will ask, okay, but if you hide the glassworks, you do not have access to the glassworks. And I reply to that, I don't care. I'm Olympia. I'm using my ability to its fullest potential. So let's analyze first. Natural move for a lot of players would be to play the forum here. It's like, it makes sense, right? You have access to the battle, then probably this guy will build the glassworks. Halicarnassus still doesn't have access to the battle, and that's all fine and dandy. But the problem with that is that the Rhodos will buy the battle from Giza, and that's not something that we want to allow. So let's say that we bury the glassworks. He builds the forum because that's very natural for him to build the forum. And let's see what happens. He still has access to only 2 of the manufactured goods. So he cannot, for example, build Pantheon that we have access to. He still cannot build the 8-pointer. He's still in a lot of trouble. And if he pushes for the 3rd manufactured good, then probably he played too many resources and he's in trouble anyway. Rhodos, he has no access to the battle, so he's kind of out of this game, honestly. And Halicarnassus, without the battle, it cannot access the 2nd stage, which is very, very important for Halicarnassus here. And it cannot play some greens in the last round, and there are 4 greens on this hand, and he can pick only one of those 4. So he's kind of toast here. So I really strongly think that hiding glassworks here is just the moves that wins the game. You can probably win this with just the forum, just because he's so screwed over green. But it's not that easy, and I don't know if you can rely on Huey here building the glassworks all the time, but you can kinda rely on him building forum all the time, I would say. So let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's see how it went. So he gets one of the greens. That's okay. He gets a red, and he gets a red. And that's actually pretty good for me. Because one thing that I should be scared about, if I'm like, there is only one thing that needs to happen for me to win this game. I need to win red against Halicarnassus this round. If I do that, I think I'm 100% winning this game. So here, again, I don't want press to be built here or here, but I'm not that invested that I can hide it. I need to build caravans right here to fix my resources. So that's exactly what I do. And that's the risk, because I'm not building stables. But important, walls is already built, but he could never build walls anyway. And archery range is already built. So there is only stables, but stables is going to go over the whole table. So it's pretty unlikely that they let Halicarnassus build it. And remember, they still don't know that what I've hidden, like not all of them at least. This is exactly according to my plan. Here, this is a pretty boring pick because I think you can hide whatever here, kinda. But I decided to hide the brickyard just because I want him to buy it from me. That will give me a lot of gold. But he'll probably build it. I honestly don't remember what happens here. This is also pretty boring. I have the money and there is aqueduct, so I expect to not have picks from all the hand that comes back to me, like honestly from none of the hand that come back to me. So I'll just go with the aqueduct here, because I do need some points. He builds a school. Lab is coming back to me, which is pretty good because lab is the red card. Library is coming back. That's also good because that's one of the blues. So that's the best one, because I have no problems with him having that much green because he has nothing else, and he'll have trouble finishing his sets. Like he will not finish his sets. Let's be clear about that. He opted out of laboratory, so he can never build observatory. School was pretty important because I honestly think he made a mistake maybe here. He has access to academy now, but he lost access to observatory. He had lodge anyway, so the only way for him to win this is to finish 3 sets. And I think he should have labbed instead of schooled. Especially that he had to pay for school. But that's a small mistake. Like he was put in a very tough position by me. And by himself, by not playing gray H1. Maybe Claypit was a mistake. Or was it Claypit? No, it wasn't Claypit probably. Okay, so I have to talk about the green pick. I can bury and build one of the stuff, but remember, I don't want to do that. The other thing that I could do is throw, but I thought that I'm actually not that, like, I know that I don't have a lot of money, but I will actually do a lot of free builds, and I expect some money to come my way anyway. So I thought that I'll just make sure that the green in the end that will float, because no one can build them, will give me some points. And I decided to go for library because it gives me university. And there are 2 universities where there is only one of observatory and one of lodge. And there is not possibility that I'm finishing a set. So that's why. But in the thinking about this, I was also considering that, can I build the siege workshop without the help? Like, do I have to pay for something for it? But siege workshop is actually free for me. I'm just showing you all the cards. There was also consideration for arena, but arena is also free for me. And the last thing is the Senate from library. It's also free for me. So it didn't matter. Like, didn't matter for the other cards. It just mattered for the green one. And I just picked library because it gives me one more out. And here, obviously, I'm burying. Doesn't matter what I bury because nobody can build from the discard anymore. And very fortunately for me, I think Rodo's buried or like through the red. He should have built it, honestly, if he could. But he didn't, and it will actually hurt him in the end. So very happy to see those hands. Again, Palace is not going to get built by anyone in this game. In the end, the gray, the press has made its way to my last hand as the blue in the first one. So he has only access to 2. He has access to 2, and me and Colossus have access to 2 as well. Because I have already built some blue, I cannot build Palace from this hand, but I can gladly build Philosopher Guilds. He will build as much green as he can, just because it's the only thing he can do at this point. I'm just worried about the red slightly, but honestly, look at the points. I'm firmly ahead, and I'm looking great here. So this is the only cog that he can buy. That's smart. Here I have a choice between Senate and the Workers Guild. I choose the Workers Guild just because it's 1 point more. Yeah, that's exactly it. And let's see what others are doing. So he had weak Haven. That's a very weak Haven. And that's a strong Arena. So there was a red push. It doesn't look bad. Again, Pantheon here, going back to me on hand 3, just because nobody can build it. And people cannot waste time like hiding or doing stuff like that, because they need to make sure that they have the picks on each of the hands. So I'm just like, I'm super comfortable about having Pantheon just wheel around. And if it was in the first hand, I would just let it go for a round. He's building even more red. So right now he has 9, and this guy, thinking that he will build this one, he will have 8. So if he built another red, he would still be ahead of this guy. So I think potentially a mistake here, but a small one. And this is an interesting one. I was thinking about it, and the problem is he cannot build university, like the problem. So I have to play a red here, and this red is just solidifying my my win, like just to discourage him from playing a double red. At this point, he cannot play a double red, but if I play, for example, university, just because he cannot build ship owners, again, ship owners requires a battle, he has to play a red probably, and I don't want that. So I decided I just play a red, and he will have nothing from that hand. At this point, he's the only guy that I'm racing. As you can see, I have so much advantage that it's just scary. And again, when you put people in this situation, they will often just turn into red, because the red is the only thing that they can build, and it seems like a smart idea. Here, nothing great, to be honest. 3 cards with battle, so nobody can build them on the whole table except me, because I have access to library. And I can build university, and I have caravanserai, so I can build the lighthouse. So here, university is just 1 point more, so I decided to build it. It's actually the same here, but it's just like 1 gold more. Lighthouse is 2 and 2, and university is just 3. So I just decided to build university here. To do some green splashing, because why not? And in the end, I made a mistake because I should have known that Haven is coming, and Haven would have been better with the lighthouse. So as you can see, even though I think I've played this game quite well, I was maybe a little too sure in the end, so I should have paid more attention that Haven is coming, and I shouldn't have made this mistake. And I'm paying to Evil Tiger because I know that he cannot surprise me. Like, I'm sure that I'm beating him. Here, I don't know. But in the end, I played correctly. Hui, I never know how to say your name, or like this guy name. So sorry. I always, in my hand, it's like Hui. But that might be like Spanish or something. But in the end, pretty comfortably winning. And also I want to take a look, guys, how miserable was the classes in this game. It seems like he cannot do anything. Like, he maybe could have just won one red more and win against him, maybe even him. But he was kinda like a watcher here. He was just watching what other people are playing in this game, and that comes from the fact that he has very slow access to the first stage, so he cannot do like cool berries and stuff like that. And everybody knows that he needs to play like Foundry. He has to pay monies also and stuff like that. You know, it's just not that great and not many options. So I thought this game was really cool and I wanted to share it with you guys. Let me know what you think about this. And you know, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and like, and see you guys later. Bye.